Hey everyone, welcome back. It's the Strategist, and today what we're going to do is review the number one ranked player in the weekly challenge. He's currently first place. His name is BIGDICTATORBOSS. Großer Diktator-Boss, right? Like, this guy is someone who's consistently been in the top 10 in the Gold League, top 50, top 100. Huge shout out to him for sharing his replay. First of all, huge shout out to you, Urgi. You contacted, I believe, a developer or someone who works at the Midjuan team and asked them if they could share the replay video with me specifically, which was really kind of you. So thank you for that. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do today is review his gameplay. So we're going to look at what steps he's made, the strategy behind his play, really the decisions that he's made throughout this game here. He achieved a score of, I think, 23,000, which at the time of this recording, is top 1. So very exciting to see and break down his gameplay step by step here. Now, he's starting off like all of us in the middle here, and he goes to this first mountain and decides to go for this round 2 to discover that. And you can see at turn 2 he discovers fishing, so he's probably going to go for sailing and the navigation to probably collect these starfishes, I assume. He's going to go for that, level up, get those stars, and he goes for this. This is interesting. So we know that this rune right here, if you haven't discovered the fog, it will give you resources. So he's going to get a bunch of resources here and goes directly on the ocean on turn 4. So by turn 4, he has 7 stars in excess, 3 units on the map, and he already has a port. So this is where he discovers sailing, and he's currently on 5 stars and decides to, okay, instead of going for this, he went up here, probably so he could discover the other tribes. I know that Umaji and Semanti, Umaji typically gets killed by Semanti rather quick, so he might want to go for those stars. Yeah, there we go. So he meets Umaji, and there we go, he meets Semanti's ball. And this is interesting. So what he does here is he moves this unit back here, and he moves this one here instead of the other way around. And that's probably because once he captures this starfish, he can easily move this raft onto this village right here. And as you can see as well, in the meantime, he's gone from where this rune used to be up here to capture this village now. He's not going for this village, which is interesting. Probably because, Luxidor, we know that Luxidor is here. They typically get to level 5 rather quick, and what they do is they spam giants. So this might be a mindbender angle. But yeah, we're gonna see what he does next. The overarching play here, from just what I can tell, is he's really focusing on early game economy, right? He's not focusing on trying to dominate, trying to get this village right here. This is a very strategic play where he's focusing on early game resource allocation. So he gets this, gets the stars. He just he beat the shit out of that little Umaji guy. So they reject. He sends peace treaties. So at this point, let's review his tech tree, because now he got strategy for the peace treaties, and he also has navigation here. So this is his turn 7. Now, after picking up navigation, he will get an additional 20 stars this turn. So it's going to be very interesting to see how he decides to spend his stars this turn. This is really a pivotal moment, I believe, really what separates good players from bad players. Or not necessarily bad players, but less skilled in the game. So we'll see what he does. He goes for diplomacy and establishes embassy. So the embassy, the embassy angle is still going strong, isn't it? Okay, he goes for meditation here. Sends a peace treaty to Semanti, and they've just destroyed Umaji. Okay. Right. 10 stars here. Okay, so there's Luxidor. He just discovered them. Is he gonna establish an embassy there? No. Let me just check his tech tree real quick. So he has diplomacy, navigation, and meditation. He didn't... Where did he spend his gold? Okay, he built a cloak. Okay. Right. So he's built a cloak here. The question is he going to go north, or is he going to do a backdoor and try and get this guy? If I were in his shoes at this point, considering that he has a meditation and he still needs 3 more turns with no attacks, I would try and bait this Luxidor giant to come close here and then try and mind bend it, because obviously he can't make any attacks, right? So okay, so they've rejected. And he goes here. Now, this is an interesting move here. I think a new player probably wouldn't, or maybe even a new player would because they're new, but a medium player would probably not put this guy here out of fear that this would get hit by this. But bots are quite predictable. This bot is definitely going to capture this village as opposed to try and find this cloak, right? Yes. So sends another peace treaty, they reject. And this is interesting as well. So he ended his turn on 8 stars here. So this is him. The only thing that he did this turn was move a unit to that starfish and that raft to the rune, and then built 1 warrior. So he's probably then saving for philosophy so he can go for a mindbender, is my assumption at least. Because he also didn't capture this village here, right? He could have captured it, but he didn't. Because this is ready to capture now. But okay. They just got their centipede. And yeah, there we go. He just moved him up top. Okay, so he's still in range for the cloak here. He got the extra stars. He went for mining, okay. Captured this. 1 second, did he go for... Yeah, he went for philosophy as well. Okay, so he went for philosophy, and then he went straight for mining. Got the port, got the extra stars. And you can see he's leveling up his cities as he goes, right? He's not trying to go and maximize tech. He's balancing it very nicely here. So, for example, this one level 3, this one level 4 now, and this one also level 3. So he's got the additional 15 stars from these 3 villages combined. And he has not discovered hunting yet. So he goes for another peace treaty here. Okay, so Luxidor is going on the offense. Oh, look at this. So he can now steal this giant. There we go. He goes for Smithery. Gets a park. All right. And he popped that cloak. So he just got the extra 10. Okay, that's where he put it. I was wondering where the 8 stars went. He built a cloak over here. Okay. And he's probably going to send this to one of these two, I guess. Wow. Okay, I just want to point out that he also got very lucky with this mindbender, with this giant movement. So the giant could have done 2 things here. Well, technically 3 or 4 even. The first possibility is he could have attacked this giant, right? Reduce his health. The other option is he could have gone for this tower right here, which he could have easily one-tapped with the help of this little warrior right here. The third option is he could have tried to go back to try and defend this tower, albeit he does have a giant here. The fact that he went here it's really great for this game. No other way to put it. Okay, so he gets to capture that. I'm not sure if this catapult has enough damage to kill this one now. So here he goes for hunting. Another park. Population growth there, okay. Gets another park there. So he keeps sending peace treaties to Semanti, and this is another strategy, guys, that when you're playing against bots, when you send them peace treaties, I'm not quite sure the exact way it works. Obviously, they're just bots. But when you send peace treaties, they're less likely to be offensive. So, for example, here, he has no units here. And I'm not sure if that's because, from the bot's perspective, he can't see him. So that we know that the bot has vision up there. Yeah, so the question is, does the bot have vision here of these guys? Yes or no? Because technically, if Semanti has a vision of this, then this raft could have easily just gone in here, right, and captured this village. But because of the peace treaties, they're less likely to be as aggressive, which is interesting. And you can see the catapult did basically 0 damage here, so... All right, let's go ahead. He's going to attack that. He can capture this. And there we go. So this is a great position to be in. If this giant was right here right now, it would be a little bit trickier. Why? Because there would be no way to capture this, right? Giant can't defend. This catapult is probably going to die. And he's got 2 giants ready to take out the Semanti on turn 14. He's literally just got to deal with 1 more opponent, and he's in a very good position economy-wise. He also has his Altar of Peace, and he's going to be close to probably maxing out his tech tree this game as well, by the looks of it. Okay, he's going to go here. Right. So he just got this. Okay, so now he's aggressive on Semanti. And this is also, can I just say, this is most likely due to peace treaties. But this is the fact that there are 0 units on this side here. This is actually really well played. Like, a regular player who doesn't understand how peace treaties, embassies, all of this works might just think, oh, this is luck, right? This guy just, he got lucky with the fact that he could just attack these villages completely empty, because when I tried it, it didn't work. He has consistently sent peace treaties to Semanti while also having an embassy in the capital for the last, 7 turns or something like that. 6 turns. Okay, so Luxador is dead. You can see that he also just destroyed these forests. And this is probably because he's going to be setting up for trade, which he just bought as well, right? So he's in a great spot to go for trade here. Markets. Okay, so the first one is going to be popped right here. Okay. And he goes for another one here as well, and another one here. And look at this. He's got 50 stars on turn 14. And he hasn't even captured these. More now. 54, 53. Okay. So he sends, look at this. He sent another peace treaty. This is interesting. Why did he send a peace treaty here? How does this affect the gameplay, right? Okay. So instead of going for, chivalry here or anything else, he's really focused on leveling up his bases now and probably trying to maximize. Yeah, he still went for chivalry. Okay. I was going to say, this is a great round for it because he could chain until here. And he's got the Mindbender here as well. So in case he has to steal that centipede or anything else, and he's just focusing on leveling up his villages here. So you can see he's going very heavily on leveling up all these bases while he's still capturing the last two villages here. What I've seen a lot of players do is that instead of consistently and regularly leveling up their villages, they will try to get more tech before they level up. Alternatively, they'll try and focus on, spamming knights or some other units, try and capture, and then towards the last 2-3 turns of the game, that's when they start leveling up. It's always great practice when you're playing Perfection to maximize the stars that you get each turn while also maintaining a little bit of domination on the board, making sure that you do have control of the situation, of the units that you're facing. So really, it's all about that balance, and he's doing this incredibly well here. Okay, park. He's going to go for a market here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, yeah, his turn is not finished. So, okay. You see this knight placement? He is most likely going to build a bridge here. Yeah. Uh-huh. You can see he's destroying his forests. Okay, and this was also a great hit. So instead of damaging this, he went up here and attacked this little dagger, which gives BIGDICTATORBOSS the option to steal the centipede, which is awesome. Okay. Oh wait, he did not go for the bridge. It does make sense, considering that he wouldn't have gotten anywhere by doing it, considering that he did have a Dumux here. And, Dumux has 20 health, and Knight can't possibly one-tap that. If he were to attack this Dumux right here, he would just get killed next turn, right? So it wouldn't do anything. And he's in a great position now, because right now he can, depending on what this Semanti does, he could probably explode this. Okay. Okay. Cool. Yeah. And there we go. So on the last turn as well, you can see that he's now going to go for all his tech. And this is another great example of maximizing his resources. So he could have easily, look at this, guys. So at this point, he goes for farming, construction, right? Now at this point, he had farming, construction. He has 45 stars left. He could have easily gotten aquatism and ramming. What he does instead, because he could have afforded it, but what he does instead is he levels up his villages even more to get more stars for next turn. You can see here he went from 84 per turn, 86 now, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, right? And let me just take a look here. So this Semanti, instead of going for another centipede, he went for a park. And this is also great for points, right? Okay, and there we go. So now he went for aquatism and ramming before he decided to capture this. So he has all technology now. He has Metropolis, Killer, Pacifist, Network, Genius, Explorer, and he is definitely going to get wealth on the last turn. Okay, this is interesting. So you can see that he is destroying trees to make farms. And this is also a very common thing in Perfection, guys, where a farm gives 2 population, whereas a forest gives 1 star, 1 population. All right, so when you have these lumber huts, 1, obviously the sawmill gives, 1 population per lumber hut. But if you have a farm, it will give 2, and then this is just the same effect as this. You don't get 2 per farm, you still get 1, but it does help with getting more population for your villages. Okay, wait a minute. Did he just... Okay, so for 1, this is also cool. So for 1 turn, he placed down a market here. Now, the only reason why you would play a market last turn on turn 19 within the weekly challenge is if the market gives you more than 5 per turn back next turn. So for example, if this one were to give him 4 stars or even 5 stars, it would be a net 0, like it would not give any gain. But because this market right now, instead, it gives him 8 stars, which means he'll get an additional 3 stars for the rest of the last round. So it is a gain. So he was able to get this as well. You can see here as well, he's again creating more farms. He's building one there. He's getting a farm there. Gets this. And yeah, going into the end game here, you can see that on the last round, it's always typical to destroy these markets. So he destroyed that. He also destroyed the mine or the forge that was here. And instead he decided to build it there because this gives an extra 2 as opposed to the 1 that he had previously. So now he can level up this. gets a park here. And yeah, here as well. So at this point, right, look at this. This one right here, you can go for, he could have actually gone for, no, that's a forest temple, right. So interesting choice, or not an interesting choice, but the smart choice here is to burn this forest to get the extra 2 population here. Because if he were to go for the lumber hut, it only gives 1 population. Okay. And towards the end here, you could see that he had, just take a look at this. He had 1 giant, 1 swordsman, mindbender, and a knight. He could disband these units here. I think this would have given, is it 5 or 6, 7? This gives 2, 2, 3, right? So that's, what is that, 5, 7, 13, he would have been probably around 18 stars. You only disband units if you are lacking stars to level up a city. But from this position, he's used all of his monuments here. And he is not in a position to level up anything else, right? So that's why you can see he's moving these final units instead of disbanding them. Because there's, you probably did the math and realized that, hey, I can't actually level up any other cities. So yeah, 22,685 points. This is a great score for this map. He was able to capture all of them, finish with 110 stars per turn by round 20. Big Dictator Boss, thank you so much for sharing this replay with me. I really appreciate this. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the breakdown as well, and I wish you a lot of good luck on the rest of this week. Hopefully you can smash it. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video, which is probably going to be next week. But yeah, good luck for the rest of this week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.